Bobby.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Dutch Way of Life. What a beautiful view is that? We're in Stavoren this afternoon in Friesland. Did you know it's the oldest town in Friesland? Well, you did, because I've told you loads of times before.
I knew, because you have mentioned it a few times.
But here we are, my friend. You are watching the Hidden Holland. Actually, it's we should call it the Hidden Friesland.
Hidden Friesland.
Road trip today, live on Saturday afternoon. It's approximately 4:45. And you are joining me, Bob Buckley.
This guy.
And Adele
and
Jackson
me.
behind the camera.
I'm behind the camera.
We've swapped roles today.
Whoa.
So normally
my mind is blown.
I'm behind the camera, aren't I?
Yeah.
Normally, but today
he's got the brute force to carry the setup. So I'm going to see how my little frail arms.
Don't play yourself down. You do your daily yoga. It's got to pay off, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But we're driving early on from the village of Varens, where we've just done a virtual tour, down to Stavoren, and Del sort of turns and looks at me and says, "Hey, I'll do the camera work if you want for Stavoren, and you can tell them."
I don't know what went to my head.
Tell the good people about the city of Stavoren. So if you're joining me today, you're on a live, interactive, immersive, intimate, you and me.
And me whispering behind you.
Virtual tour of the Friesland city of Stavoren. We're on the IJsselmeer today on Stavoren. Stavoren, the history of Stavoren actually goes back to around 300 BC, believe it or not. But according to history, this town sort of was first mentioned around 9 AD. So it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest city in Friesland.
Nice.
And it's one of the first cities to get city rights as well. So the whole plan for today, if you're going to be joining us, we're going to walk through the town, through the city. It was a former fortified city, but there's not much of I don't think you can really see the walls anymore. We're going to walk up the gracht, the Stadsgracht,
yes.
And we're going in search of a very specific statue. It's the statue that's about 15-20 minutes that way of the Lady of Stavoren.
Hey!
If you've heard of the story...
Is it Tilly? Is Tilly the Lady of Stavoren?
Not this time. If you've heard of the story of the Lady of Stavoren, then you're going to be able to see the place where it all happened. And if you haven't heard of the story of the Lady of Stavoren...
Then you're going to.
Then you're going to hear it from me.
It's going to happen today. Get ready.
So
put your seatbelt on.
Make sure you drop a comment just below the video. You're live with us here on the Dutch Way of Life. Our mission is to explore and discover the hidden, unknown places in the Netherlands, the places that most people don't know about. And we want to show the world that the Netherlands is much more than just Amsterdam and the Randstad and clogs and tulips. Although we love all those, equally.
Not wrong with them.
Today we're in Stavoren, which is in the northern province of Friesland. So if you're from Friesland or you've got a connection with Friesland, put a little comment in and let us know. We'll do our very best to read the comments and to shout you guys out. This show is very specifically dedicated to our Explorer Club member Tilly Ringsman-Schouber, who's joining us. Hello Tilly, all the way in New Jersey. She was born in the village of Varens, which is about 7 minutes that way. But she came to Stavoren a lot as a child. She asked us if we could come back here.
Should we get moving?
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And if you're joining us and you're going to be with us on the whole trip, then drop a little comment and we'll do our best to say hello to you.
Yes.
I've even got my folder.
He's got his folder.
That's how professional we are.
Got to give him some kudos for his folder. We lost it for the last trip. He was devastated. But we found it again.
So we drove in, didn't we? And we sort of drove up this road and had a little look, and we're both just like, wow, this is beautiful.
But we're going to go up on the dike. And just over this dike, just to the left here, you can see in the distance, it's basically a holiday resort. So I don't know if there is a beach, but people are treating it as if there is a beach.
It is Stavoren Beach.
Is there?
Yeah, there's
so
the
this is where we're going to go. It's officially summer in Stavoren, and people are sunbathing, hanging out, enjoying the sun. I'm going to go up these steps, Bobby.
Oh yeah, let's go up here. Let's take a look onto the dike. For those people who follow us on Google Maps, because there are quite a few people, we're on the Voorstraat in Stavoren, and we're going to be walking up to the harbour.
VWR, Voorstraat.
Let's have a look out onto the dike, right?
It's such a holiday atmosphere here today. Oh, sand! Oh, this is exciting.
Apparently Stavoren.
Hi!
Apparently Stavoren has moved over the years. Yeah.
Really?
Where are you from?
Nice, man.
So look at this view now as we come over the top of the dike. Ooh,
Check it out.
very bright.
I mean, it is a.
Oh wow, it is a beach.
It's a proper beach, isn't it?
Wowzers.
Drop a little comment as well if you're joining us. We're here in Stavoren. Check out this here.
So this is the
IJsselmeer.
When we had our planning meeting with Tilly, who requested this tour. So she was born just 5 minutes down the road, and she said this was where she used to come with her family if they wanted to come to the seaside for the day. And they would come, it's just 5 minutes in the car, so you can walk it as well. They would come here and just enjoy, this weather. And you can...
Look at this boat leaving Delhi.
Let's have a see what we've got around here.
Old school Friesland boat out onto the IJsselmeer. Of course, we're looking at the IJsselmeer here, but this at one point was the so-called Zuiderzee before they blocked it off with the Afsluitdijk, which is a huge 32-kilometre long sort of sea dike. This was all seawater, and these little towns dotted along the coast, Stavoren and Hinderlopen and Harlingen, these were all incredibly wealthy cities. You know, even as far back as the 1400s. Stavoren was part of the Hanseatic League, which was an ancient German trading league, and it grew incredibly wealthy, especially well into the Golden Age as well. So Stavoren was really known for being one of the most prosperous, sickeningly wealthy cities. And, when I tell them the story of the Lady of Stavoren,
Get ready.
then
It's a good story, you're going to love
get
it.
sort of an idea about it. So if you're joining us, then welcome to the city of Stavoren. We're in Friesland today.
Welcome to the beach.
And it's great to see you. We will try and shout out you guys, so do leave a little comment below the video and we'll do our very best. And if you've been to Stavoren or you're from Stavoren,
Yeah, let us know.
then let us know. Sorry,
Maybe-
I'm squinting because it's so light.
Yeah, it's really
Let's
bright.
walk-
Yeah.
should we
Maybe
walk
you've
along
been on this beach before.
Should we walk along the dike or should we walk along the Forster? I prefer to walk along the Forster.
Well, I was thinking we could go...
What do you think?
Oh, my necklace has just fallen off.
Oh, press it here, I'll take it.
Put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Go and see that bridge over there and then walk along that street a bit.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
So as we entered... No, along here, Bobby.
Oh, this way?
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. This was obviously the plan I just had in my head that I didn't communicate.
I guess this is one of the harbours of Stavoren.
Look at these boats,
Apparently
man.
the town started further out into the sea, but it's been sort of pulled back because of the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's actually a sunken monastery, the monastery of St Adolphus, somewhere out there in the water.
Wow. Bobby, put that necklace in your pocket.
Okay,
You'll
so
drop it otherwise.
there we go, it's in there.
Right.
Let's do it.
So we came in along this road just round the corner. So there's a really nice bridge. And if you haven't realised by now, I do love my Dutch bridges. And all the boats and the waterways are really busy today because we've got 26 degrees Celsius, so it's really nice and warm. As you can see, it's a nice warm Saturday afternoon. Everyone's out on the boats. The motorways were absolutely full with people towing boats behind them, or with their bikes on the back of the cars, or a caravan, all ready to start their official summer holidays.
You know why this is though, don't you?
Why? What
Because Stavoren is known as the gateway to Friesland. So if you come
is
over
it?
the IJsselmeer, this is where you come into Friesland to get onto the lakes. Like Friesland is known for having a lot of water, and there's like many lakes, and this is sort of where you would get into Friesland if you were visiting by boat. So I guess this is why there's
So this is also where you exit then, if they're off, if they want to hit the big water.
I want to do a shout out to Martin Dronkers.
Hey Martin.
Tilly is also with us as well. Scott Ingram is also here. Karen James says they're envious of enjoying the water. Great to see you.
Oh,
Karen. I
it's
hope you
nice
guys can
being
come
back.
back soon. And if you are planning to visit the Netherlands, especially those people from the USA who are allowed back, then let us know where you're coming to and if you need any advice or whatever. You are watching the Dutch Way of Life and the Hidden Holland Road Trip. Actually,
You are.
It's the Hidden Friesland Road Trip. Really,
Yeah.
we shouldn't call it Holland. We're in Stavoren today. Do you know it was called Stavoren up until 1979? It wasn't Stavoren, it was Stave.
Stavoren instead of Stafforen.
Funny, eh? And then in 1979, apparently the townspeople voted to change the name to Stavoren.
Interesting. I
Known
wonder why that
as
was.
Starum in the Frisian language. And it is a language, by the way. We've got a lot of messages from people asking us about Frisian. Is it a dialect? It isn't a dialect, it's an official language. And
Do you know what I think is going to happen?
is the bridge coming out?
I think the bridge is coming up. There's a
Fantastic.
boat waiting there.
Just want to do a shout out to a few people. If
Yeah.
you're joining us, then just want to say thank you to Brooke Lutz for being here, and Nancy
Hey.
Smith in San Antonio. Kathleen is in Connecticut, Kathleen Huntley.
Should we walk down this way?
My mum is with us.
Oh, Chris!
Rebecca van der Linde says, happy to tour with you guys until we plan our next trip. Hopefully beyond as well. Hopefully we'll continue to tour with us, Rebecca
Yeah,
and Connie, all the way in the USA. Great to see you guys. Shane's also with us. Shane Conway says, Friesland seems to have such bigger skies than the other parts of the Netherlands. I can't agree more, Shane. I totally agree with you. It feels vast when you come out here to Friesland.
Who's going to press the big bridge button?
Look at this. This is awesome.
Or do they just have to queue for a while?
If you are new to the channel, then welcome to the Netherlands. This is a live, interactive sort of travel show, really, where we explore and discover the places that have been requested by our Explorer Club members. And this show is all specifically dedicated to Tilly Ringsmastova from New Jersey in the USA. So if you want to thank someone for us coming up here to Stavoren, you can thank Tilly right now. Today is dedicated to her. She's one of our Explorer Club members, and that gives her the possibility to request places in the Netherlands for us to visit.
Yep.
So thanks so much, Tilly. We're having
Certainly does.
a top time.
Hey!
Look at these guys.
I don't know, should we walk down and round? I was thinking to go,
Let's do it.
along there for a bit. Come on. We need to vow for the bridge to open. Not vow. Pray for the bridge to open before we go past. We've got another.
Ils sont de la France. Ils sont françaises.
Nice. So they look like they're sailing boats. This guy here's speedboat. Oh look, there's a dog on the boat. You actually often see a lot of dogs and cats on the boats. I think the Dutch dogs and cats are also very accustomed to the water.
Roger's just joined us as well.
Roger!
Say hello to Roger Green and Louise Applegate.
Oh, we've got some bells.
Nice.
Was that 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, yeah.
5 p.m. here in the Netherlands in Stavoren.
Right, so we've walked from the dike, the Stavoren Beach, down to the bridge here. This is the Johan Frieso Canal. This takes us into Friesland if you're on the boat and you're planning to visit the lakes. This is where you come in. It's known as the gateway to the Netherlands. Oh, to Friesland, sorry. We're now going to walk up through the town into the town centre, and we're looking for basically this statue of the Lady of Stavoren. Hopefully I'll be able to tell you the story of the Lady of Stavoren as well. It's this really old city, and it's very, very prosperous, and when you drive through you can sort of really see that. There's some beautiful canals and some beautiful old houses, little bridges. It's extremely picturesque. So we're going to walk up there now, and if you are tuned in, then welcome to the show. I just want to say a special hello to Tilly Ringsma, who sent us here, and also a special hello to Roger Green as well, who's joining us from Watford in Ireland. If you want us to say hi to anybody while we're out in Stavoren, then let us know. And if you've got any questions about the town, if you're thinking about coming here, maybe you want to stay here or visit here, then put them in the comments. Let's go down.
Yeah. I don't think the bridge is going up just yet. I think they have to queue for a wee while.
I want to say hello to Hugh McDonnell. He's just joined on and tagged into the tour. Hello, Hugh, all the way from New York City.
Watch out.
And Gwen Swagster, all the way from Winnipeg in Manitoba.
Hey, Gwen.
We've got people from all over the world on the tour today.
Excellent.
We will have
Worldwide tour. Everyone stick together. Don't be getting lost in Stavoren now.
We're going to have to move. We're going to have to move quickly past this area because they're selling fries and fish, and I'm a bit peckish.
If we dawdle,
although you did make
we may not make it past.
You made a lovely lunch, I have to say. We've just been up to Varnes to do the tour for Tilly.
Oh, we just had a quick lunch
salad
in the car.
Now, I know a lot of people are a big fan of the Holland herring. Of course, these villages were fishing villages, so herring and fish is is sort of indigenous to these places, but there's a fish stand here that looks like it sells kibbeling and herring. So drop us in the comments what you'd prefer if you were here. Some people also like the lekkerbekkis, which are the big battered fishes.
Yeah, the big white fish battered. Look at this view here. So this is the harbour now. Harbour now.
Hey, can you say hello to Suzanne Schouten?
Hey, Suzanne.
She's just joined us, and John Tarriavara is also here. Hello, John.
Hey.
If you're lurking and you haven't said hello yet, then do say hi in the comments. This is a virtual tour all the way from Stavoren in Friesland, and the idea is we're on the search for a statue of the Lady of Stavoren.
And then
very curious
Bob's going to
story.
tell the story.
I am.
And your mind is going to be blown.
Tilly said she'd have the lekkerbekkie and Nancy said she'd have the herring, so I'm curious to know what everyone else said. Wilhelmina Ross is with us all the way from Canada. And Mariana Offermans is also here. She would be having the herring.
Oh, nice.
Wilhelmina's the kibbeling. Louise wants a lekkerbekkie. I bet it's good.
Good call.
I bet it's good fish here in Stavoren.
Yeah, they will be super fresh.
Right, so we're walking up the street that's called Schans at the moment. Schans.
Schans.
I told you that Stavoren was once a fortified city. It was the first city in the Netherlands to actually get city rights, apparently, and it's the oldest town in Friesland. It was the capital of the former Frisian Empire of Zoudergo, which doesn't exist anymore, but Friesland and the Frisian Empire stretched from Belgium right up to Denmark, and this was just one area of the Frisian Empire. Hoi!
Hi.
This was just one part of the Frisian Empire, and Stavoren was the capital city of this area called Zoudergo. And fishing and boats have been, and maritime trade have been a huge part of the history of this town for literally thousands of years. Stavoren was part of the Hanseatic League, the German Hanseatic League, which was the huge trading league that existed in the 1400s here.
Yes.
So way before the Golden Age, and way before the VOC and the escapades of the Dutch abroad, Stavoren was trading. And interestingly enough, the skippers of Stavoren were extremely prized during the Golden Age because they had special privileges with the Danish and the Swedish when it came to fishing in the Baltic Sea. It's very fascinating. You have to remember that Friesland was a completely separate county than Holland or the rest of the country. And Friesland was very proud of being independent and stayed independent right up until the 1700s before it became part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. So Friesland has got a very fascinating history, and if there's one place where you can see Friesland at its best, I would say it's probably Stavoren. So nice to be here. Have you seen this little petrol station on the right hand side?
It's great. I'm loving it. The harbour, the beach. It is a real holiday vibe. On a sunny Saturday afternoon in the Netherlands.
We've got a little shop on the left hand side. These lovely little houses, and then on the right hand side you've got this little petrol station. Very curious. And then over the way, look at that. Hi. Over the way, look at this. Imagine living over there.
Yeah.
How beautiful those houses.
Imagine that, and then instead of having a car at the bottom of the drive, you've got a boat. Which boat would you choose? Would you like a sailing boat? Put in the hard work to get the sailing boat, or get yourself maybe you'd just go for a kayak.
I want to do a few shout outs.
Go for it.
Margaret Anthony's with us. Peggy all the way from Virginia. Peggy, we saw a car from Virginia on the road on the way to Friesland earlier on.
We did.
Literally
indeed.
A Virginian Jeep, believe it or not. So hi to you, one of our club members. Marianne Offermans is also here. She says, to be on the water, cruising the area on one of those. Hopefully, if we can get enough club members, Mariana, we'll be able to do that at some point. Maybe we'll even be able to get an Explorers Club boat, and we can go out and explore. Look, this one's from Dordrecht.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's absolutely spectacular. It must be around 26, 27 degrees.
It is.
And we're on our way into the centre of Stavoren.
Nice, warm breeze in the air.
Shane is with us, Shane Conway, all the way from the UK. He says, I would choose a Schout, which is one of the traditional Frisian fishing boats.
Is that the one with the big wooden panel thing on the side?
I think it is, yeah. Oh, look, you've got a nice Frisian flag there. Beautiful. And if you have just tuned in, like Linda Smading and Maria Elena is here, then greetings to you. You are watching the Dutch Way of Life, the Friesland road trip all the way from Stavoren today. We're sort of transporting you from wherever you are in the world.
Should we walk on the grass?
USA or
what
Canada.
Do we think?
We're transporting you to Friesland. I think we should We should keep walking up to the bridge, right?
Oh, wait, we wanted to go down to the other road, didn't we? Can we get through this way? Oh, that was my plan anyway.
We can, yeah.
Can we get through?
So the aim is we're headed up to the centre of town. There is the bridge up there where we could walk up to.
Yeah, where was that nice road? It's further along. Oh, where are we thinking?
Oh, let's see. Which way do you want to go? So we're at a crossroads now.
We are indeed.
We can cut across to the Forster, where there's a beautiful canal and some beautiful bridges.
It was where we started off, so the first scene where there was the little bridges. Ooh, here we go.
Oh, we can go straight on and have a look at the bridge that's open. You might be a bridge fan.
It's closing.
I know I am.
We love the Dutch bridges.
Kim Fisher's asking, is it easy to get to Friesland from the UK currently? Well, you can fly to the Netherlands, I guess, but there's a lot of testing to be had and a lot of hurdles to jump, so I wouldn't say it's easy whatsoever to come to the Netherlands right now from the UK. It's possible, but not easy. I should also say hi to Betty de Jong, says, "Hoi, Bob and Adele. I was watching the Vans replay, so I missed the first bit of this live tour."
Oh, well.
Betty, it's great to see you. One of our Explorer Club members. We also did a heritage adventure for Betty in Renkum in Gelderland, which was fantastic. And this is actually also a heritage adventure. If you're not familiar with the channel, then what we do is we discover what we call Hidden Holland Beyond Amsterdam live on Facebook, and we go to places that have been requested by people around the world who are part of our Explorers Club. So our member Tilly Ringsma Stober, who was born in Varens, just up the road, asked us to come here because she used to visit the town with her parents just before she moved to New Jersey. They emigrated, actually, I think on the Grote Bear, the ship. So we're here today on behalf of Tilly, one of our Explorer Club members. Thanks so much for sending us here. We're not finished.
And thank you to whoever brought this excellent weather.
It's beautiful. We've got to get into the city. So
do we want to keep going down here for a little bit?
Oh, we'll see what the good people say.
Oh, yeah. We didn't give them the two options yet.
Jackie says bridge, Louise says bridge.
Okay.
I think we should go to the bridge. Let's go.
We're going to the bridge.
The centre of the town's this way anyway. And then at some point I shall tell you all the story.
Get ready. I mean, we're bigging up this story, but I think that no hype is too much. Oh God, I might be overplaying it.
I should also say, if you are interested in having us visit somewhere for you as part of your Dutch heritage or as part of your Dutch roots, then you can join our Explorers Club as well, and you can send us anywhere in the country, like we've done for so many people in our club.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got a place you used to live or the place you were born, but as part of the club, you get to do that. So just type the word club or type the word explorers in the comments, and we'll send you the details to join. There's some gorgeous
these guys. Yeah. There's a little guy tootling past now.
You've got to do the gazelligheid test.
Oh,
you know what that is, don't you?
Just want to see this guy tootling past.
The gazelligheid test is where you say hello to everybody and you work out how many people say it back to you.
Yep. And if people
we grade
respond,
we grade the villages on gazelligheid.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh.
Last minute. He saved himself.
It was
at
a
the last
slow
minute.
response, but he did it nonetheless.
Saved himself. Well done.
It wasn't with a smile, but it was a hoy. So we'll take that one.
So at this bridge,
should we walk? I'm going to walk along here a little bit.
Cool. At this bridge coming up here, which I think is the Koelbrug, we're going to turn left.
Cowbridge.
And that will take us onto the Voorstraat. And then we're going to walk up the Voorstraat all the way to the centre of Stavoren.
Excellent.
Like I said, dates back to
well old
300 BC actually, this settlement, but in 87 AD that's when the first sort of monks arrived. It was actually St. Adolphus, and they built the monastery. The monastery is now sunken somewhere in the IJsselmeer because over the years the water and the floods that have happened, there's been at least 4 or 5 significant floods here in Stavoren. That's driven the city back. So somewhere in the IJsselmeer, just off the coast of Stavoren, there is the lost monastery of St. Adolphus, and an old Stavoren. And there's actually a history group here in the town that's dedicated to studying this old Stavoren.
Oh look,
it's a very curious place.
The bridge is going up just in time.
Watch the rope.
Oh, you've got to watch out walking on this grass. I nearly just tripped over a rope.
Suzanne Hetton Van Wolf says watch out for dog poos. Good advice.
Ropes, dog poo. Got to watch out.
Jane
I love
says
these
apparently
bridges.
We have to say goeie or middle. Hoi. Hoi.
Bye.
Oh, op hoop van zeven. Hi.
I can't see a boat going through.
Yeah, very nice.
Good weather.
Yeah, really. Huh?
Yeah. You speak English?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Yeah, well, we're from the UK originally, but we live in
UK.
Moerdijk and Brabant now.
Okay.
Yeah, what about yourself?
We come here from Friesland. We're living here.
Ah,
We have 3 weeks vacation.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
In Drachten.
Oh, nice.
Ah.
We're going there tomorrow.
we'll visit Drachten tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, we're going there tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're visiting Drachten. We have a friend of ours whose family has their heritage in Drachten. They were rope makers. Touwmakers? What? Rope?
Rope maker, touw maker.
Yeah, in Drachten. And she has family that goes back many hundreds of years from the rope makers in Drachten. So we're going. We make live. Live travel shows.
I know that.
You know it?
Yes, but very long time ago, I was a boy for 15 years old. Was we call that in Dutch touwslagerij.
That klopt. That's
And
right.
it was a long haul.
Yeah.
My English is not so good.
Oh, it's great, man.
And
They tell us
it was my nuts, pieces of rope.
Yeah, that's it. And
And
they turn.
he has a machine and I'm
Exactly.
making rope.
Wow,
It was
yeah.
in the center of Drachten on the Noordkade.
That's good to know, man. We have to find it tomorrow.
Yeah?
So what we do is we travel around the Netherlands.
Yes.
And we make live travel shows about the places that nobody knows about. Most people know the Netherlands, Amsterdam, Den Haag, Rotterdam.
But it's different.
But we show
Yeah.
hidden Netherlands, you know. So we're now doing a live show. We have many thousands of people who watch the show, and what we do is we go to places that people send us to, and our people are living outside the country, but often they were born here.
Yeah, okay.
So now they live in USA or Canada, and they say, hey, can you go to Stavoren? So we get the live stream and we go to Stavoren. So
Nice.
yeah, that's
Yes.
what we do, man. It's nice to
Okay.
meet you.
Yeah.
We're going to check out the city now.
Okay.
Yeah, really nice to meet you. Fijne dag verder, hè?
Dank je.
Ja.
Bye.
Doei!
Nice little meeting there.
Nice. Give us a little. Oh, Bobby.
Van der Baan. That was his name.
That's right, Van der Baan.
Yeah.
Nice one, man.
Remember that?
Thank you. That's right. That's right. So that
Who's
is
Van der Baan?
that's Margriet Rantenhofer, who's also part of Explorers Club, who's sending us to Drachten tomorrow. So that's very useful.
Hey. Nice to meet someone from Drachten, where we're going tomorrow. Giving us some little tips. So if you've just joined the stream, you are live with the Dutch way of life.
Took a little bit longer, but we've made it to the Koelbrug, the cow bridge.
Cowbridge!
Which, basically, I
we
guess,
just saw this going up and down.
I guess this is like the border to the original, the fortified city. But there is a map over it. So if we have a look at the map, we'll
Yeah.
work out how we can get into town
Okay,
and see the centre of the place. Look at this ship.
that is one mean ship.
Check it out.
Here we go, we've got a map. Where are we?
Right, so we basically want to go, that's where we've come from. We've gone up there and we're looking to go up here.
We're on that yellow, yeah.
Yeah, we're where the yellow arrow is and we're headed for this bit here.
I mean, we could go down and just have a little look at that street.
I think that's
or-
what we should do. We should
Yeah?
go down Berg Albertstraat and then we're on the Voorstraat and they'll be able to see some of this beautiful area. I mean,
Yeah,
this
that
whole
was a
area
nice
is gorgeous
spot.
and there's a little bridge as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then we can walk up here and up to the Old Harbour, which is
Nice.
which is basically where the statue of the Lady of Stavoren is.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan to them.
Super. I should just
Harbours,
say hello.
harbours
Can we
and
say hello
harbours.
to a few people? Because we've got a couple of people, stragglers who've just joined.
Oh, just hopped on the tour. Are we going down here?
We are
Shot
going down
next.
that way.
Yeah.
So we've got Inga van Gilts-Moorman with us all the way from
Inga!
Brownisse.
Hey.
Inga owns the snack bar in Brownisse, so good to see you, Inga, one of our long-time members. Ina van Wijk is with us. Louise is still with us. We've got Winston Plantinga, who says, my parents are from Friesland. Great to see you guys.
Hey.
We've got plenty to go on the tour stuff on,
We
so stick
certainly
around.
do.
We're going to go see this beautiful, picturesque little Voorstraat, so
Yep.
come and join us. Stavoren was known as a disgustingly wealthy city back in the day, a little bit arrogant if you like, and the story of the Lady of Stavoren sort of reflects that a little bit. And what actually happened is Stavoren lost its standing, if you like, especially when they shut the shut the Zuiderzee, and the Zuiderzee became the IJsselmeer.
Because it was the open sea there before that, and now it's
Had fish in and
enclosed.
whatnot. But like
So
I
it's
said,
now fresh water instead of salt water.
I mean, it's now beginning. This is beautiful. Hey. Did you hear him? He said, "Goeie." That's what we've got to say.
Goeie.
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 Must
Oh,
be
like
short.
instead of goeie dag, it's just goeie.
Look at this beautiful bridge. Oh my God.
Nice.
We've also got Tracy Cinemas just joined us. She says it's nice to see Friesland. My dad was from there many years ago before moving to Australia. We've also got Vilma Feinstra all the way from Pellowa in Iowa. It's good to see you guys. Do drop a comment and let us know where you're from, where in the world you're from, and what your Dutch connection is. Goeie.
Yes.
We got a smile.
Goeie. That's
Goeie.
what we say.
That's apparently Frisian for hoi.
Look at these gorgeous houses. I'm just going to go to the side and then I can see them better.
These are beautiful. You've seen the gables. Wow, nice second-hand stuff. These look quite old, these houses. How beautiful is this? So we're headed
What
to,
a
is it to
cute
the
street.
Forstraat now? We're going.
Yeah, I think so.
Flowers. Beautiful. These are hollyhocks apparently, according to Mariana Offerman.
Oh, really?
Absolutely
You're
gorgeous.
learning your flowers, Bobby. Well done.
And if you just tuned in, then we're in Stavoren in Friesland today for the road trip on behalf of our member Tilly Ringsma-Schouber, who's one of our club members. And if you'd like to join the club and support more tours like this and make sure we can continue to explore and discover hidden Holland, look at that church. Then type the word club now and we'll send you details to sign up. We've got some great events happening and you can actually send us to places in the Netherlands that you'd like to see as well.
I just want to do a quick view down the street in this direction.
This is beautiful.
Because it is very pretty in the sun.
Villica says, Bob's in his glory, feel free to roam. I'm absolutely loving it. Hello to JW Bill Campbell, who says, beautiful, just like Prince Edward Island in Canada. And Pauline's with us as well. Pauline Houston, all the way from Willemstad. Big up to Pauline.
Excellent.
An honorary member.
Right.
Who says, everybody join the Explorers Club. The more people that join, the more places we can go. We've got around 130 members now, and we're trying to get to 250 members in our club, and everybody who decides to sponsor us by becoming a member is helping us to continue our work here. We gave up everything and moved to the Netherlands 2 years ago to live in a caravan and continue our work, and we're very, very grateful to everybody who follows us and all our club members for making this possible. It's thanks to you that we're up here in Friesland, and without you guys buying a t-shirt or joining the club or buying any of the products that we sell, none of this would be possible. So we just want to thank you guys and welcome to Stavoren.
Oh, look at this cute little bridge, man.
Look at that. So we've got the Dolphins in the Kerk here on the left. What a beautiful little centre. It's so nice. We've just come off the Burg Albertstraat on the Forstraat now. We've got these little bridges here, and I think if we go further up, we'll get to the Old Harbour.
Nice. I want to have a little view from the bridge. The view from the bridge.
Should we give them a immersive experience of walking over the bridge?
I'll walk over the
After you, nice and slowly. Look at this with the flowers, the water, and you can hear all the birds.
Look at the view, man.
Goodness me, this is Friesland, Stavoren. You can see just how prosperous this place must have been. I mean, it may not be as prosperous as it once was, but you know, the way that they've designed the place is absolutely beautiful, spotlessly clean. It just feels like you're on holiday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely great. And if you're interested in coming up here, it's very easy to get to from Amsterdam or from Schiphol. You can drive up in a couple of hours' time. And Friesland's just fantastic. You could have a holiday up here. You could spend months up here and still not see everything. So we're very, very happy to be here.
Looks like we're at the end of this waterway here.
Yeah, well, up here, if we carry on going up there,
And just
then
through there you can get to the beach again where
yeah,
we started.
that's the beach and the water. But I think if we keep on going up here, we're going to hit the Old Harbour.
I think we will.
And once we find the statue, I can tell you the story.
Okay.
So let's keep going.
And that's what we're here for. We want this story from Bob's brain.
Right, we should do a
What a
roll
peaceful
call as well.
place,
We should do a roll call. If you're still with us here in Stafford, and thanks for making it this far, put an emoji now in the comments describing how you feel about the place. You might have been here before, you might have never been here. I think it's beautiful. It's clean, it's pretty. The Dutch have got this way of designing their towns that just makes you feel comfortable. There's not a drop of litter on the streets, and so I'd probably put like an emoji with hearts in the eyes. But drop a little emoji now if you're still on the tour. We appreciate it. You're watching the Dutch Rail Live, and we're here on behalf of our Explorer Club member Tilly.
Hey.
So thanks so much for sending us out here, Tilly. We're going to go now into the centre of town and the Old Harbour to find the statue of the Lady of Stavoren, which is the famous legend here in the town. And then maybe finally I can tell you the story of the Lady of Stavoren. Stavoren, by the way, the name of the place, Stavoren. Stavoren means pole in Friesland. Stavoren was therefore the place, not pole, pile, sorry.
Pile.
Yeah, and so Stave or Stapelen in German means to pile up, and Stavoren was a storage place originally. It's where you would have stored your goods that you'd brought in on the Zouder's Zee.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's where it comes from.
So it was named after all the piles of goods that were brought in and brought off the ships when it was on the open sea.
That's it,
And
exactly.
it's still on the water, but it's not the open sea anymore.
How are you doing with the camera?
It's heavier than it looks.
You're doing a great job. Can everyone give Adele some kudos? Adele's filming
My back
today.
is aching a little bit and I'm having to swap arms to give each one a little rest. But
Karen and Margaret are loving the trees. Can we just stop and take a look at them? Yeah, these are beautiful.
look at
Normally these would be bare, wouldn't they? They'd be
Well,
pollarded.
in the winter they're bare. In the summer they're not bare.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But
in,
yeah,
in the
you
winter
can
and
see.
the autumn.
I mean, in the winter you can see them pollarded much more easily now,
beautiful.
but they you can turn them into whatever shape you want, and they're sort of like 2D boxes, aren't they? Nice, man.
Boing. Let's go.
Oh, Tina Darling saying, great job with the camera, Adele. Thank you very much, Tina.
Great work. And if you're new to the channel, then you're watching the Dutch World Life.
And welcome.
We create live travel experiences, immersive, interactive travel experiences from the Netherlands, because we believe that you don't need to dress up the Netherlands, you
No.
don't need to make fancy films about it, you just need to show the world just how beautiful it is, because the way that the towns and the cities are kept,
I might
the way
walk
they
on
mix
this
heritage in
grass.
with modern architecture is absolutely exemplary. And today in Stavoren, it's just another example of this beautiful way that the Netherlands have set up their towns and their cities. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this.
So we're at the end of the waterway here. And I love it. I love that, because you know where we lived in the UK there's lots of waterways as well, but they just have big walls all the way around them all the time, whereas here it's just made such a gezellig, welcoming spot. And there's always loads of wildlife too. What were they listening to? Wim Sonneveld?
I don't know. It's Dutch music. Look at the cyclist.
Group of cyclists going past. Oh, gone the wrong way, having to stop. So it looks like we're nearly in the centre of Stavoren now.
Keep going.
Let's keep going. My back can hold out. We can do this.
We're not far off our goal, so we're looking for the statue of the Lady of Stavoren in the Old Harbour. Not quite sure how we get there, but we'll try and find it. If you're from Stavoren or you know the city and you've got any tips for us, just come to the side, please. Let the car through. If you've got any tips for us and you know which direction we need to be going in, then drop a little comment. But if nobody comments, then we'll walk this way, and then we'll ask you if you want to go right
I could go down
or if
there.
you want to go left. So let's walk this way.
Down here is the left.
Nice old school shop.
Yeah. Oh, look.
I
There you go.
I love shops with faded boxes because they've been there so long. I don't know
Come
what
and
it
buy
is
your
about shops like
old
that.
inflatables. I guess it gets a lot of sun there though as well.
I should also say Tilly Ringma Schouwers with us, to whom this tour is dedicated, from
Yeah.
New Jersey, and she says, my height was a waiter on a boat from Stavoren to Enkhuizen. There is a ferry that goes to Enkhuizen from Stavoren in the summer months. Stavoren now is a real holiday hotspot, you know.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So if we just stop here, we can either go down that way, or we can go down that way. This is at Gele Plain in Stavoren.
Yellow plane.
So if you want to go to the left, type the word left, and if you want to go to the right, type the word right, and we will then count up the votes. We've got a bit of music as well.
Hey, we can have a little dance while we wait.
Look in this shop here. This looks nice. Louise Applegate's with us. She's saying, where is the mole? I don't think there is a mole in this
Oh,
stuff.
good question, Louise.
I'm not sure if there is one. Nice.
We've got a few lefts. Astrid saying right.
Yeah.
Betty and Christina saying left. You can probably see better than me.
I
I've
think
got
we're
it.
going left then, aren't we? I think we're going left. I mean, this looks gorgeous. So we're going from a Gele Plain, the yellow square, up this way. I'm hoping, if you look over there, you see
Mr. Bass says left.
You see the houses up there. There's some beautiful houses on the Old Harbour, and I think those might be them. They're quite modern, but they're all different colours. Let's go and have a look.
Great. Should say Mr. Fanbast.
Hello, Paul Fanbast. Great to see you, my friend, all the way Colorado. Had a great chat with Paul the other day. He bought a set of the miniature Molens, so we'll be packing those up for you, Paul, in the next few days and sending them out to you, my friend. By the way, you might have been wondering about my t-shirt. We had a couple of people message me about it. This t-shirt is available in the store. Holy Molen, it's the Dutch way of life.
Holy Molen!
We've also got supporters packs as well, which you want to get yourselves ordered one of those because they're running out quickly. And if you want to join the Explorers Club, then drop a little comment with the word club, and you can send us anywhere you want in the Netherlands. I keep doing little plugs, but the reason I do that is because everything that you guys buy and all the club members contribute to helping us continue to make these tours and keep it free for everybody. So nobody has to pay for these tours. We've been doing tours for now 2 years. We've done over 400 of them. And they're available for everyone around the world, and our Explorers Club help to keep these tours free. Look at these flowers, Del. Oh, I tell you what, Marianne Offerman.
These are all over the place at the moment.
She's going to love it.
Oh, beautiful. Hey, look at this little sneaky peek view through here. You all right, Bobby? Bobby, look at this sneaky archway here. It looks gorgeous.
Wow, here we are. This is it.
Is this? What do you mean this is it?
Well, look, we've got
This
we've
is
got
it.
those houses up there. I'm not sure how we. I think the harbour is over this way.
I can see
I think if we
through
walk,
there. I can see the tops of boats,
if
the
we walk
masts.
this way, then we might.
Although that's the dike. To the left there is the dike. We could go up on the dike and along.
Anne Fan is saying go right, and I agree with her.
Okay.
If we go right, then we get to the Old Harbour.
Okay. Roger's saying hollyhocks in abundance.
Oh, nice. Check this out.
And his are still waiting to bloom.
Can you see the houses over here with the traditional wooden cladding on them?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that green wooden cladding against the gorgeous terracotta slates. Ooh.
So we're on a mission. I know I keep saying it, but we're basically on a mission to find the statue of the Lady of Stavoren, so I can tell the story. Until we get there, I can't tell the story.
It won't come out his mouth. He could try, but without the lady there
That is a nice girl.
to back him up,
I tell you what,
who's
I
gonna love
know
that?
who'd like that.
Who?
Paul Bast.
Hey.
He'd like himself one of those. Look at this, Stavoren. This was the old name of the town before they changed it.
Oh yeah, look there, Stavoren. That's what it was.
Oh,
I wonder if there's still some people who want it to be called that. Oh, Bob's found something nice.
that takes us up to the harbour. But let's go this way instead.
Oh, this looks cute.
It's called Dwinger.
Dwinger.
Yeah, there's also a place called Dwinger Low as well, so I'm not
Dwinger.
sure. These might be the captains' houses. So I told you that the captains, back in the day, the 1500s, the captains of Stavoren were well known because they had special privileges in the Baltic Sea. And a lot of these houses, I think these might be the captains' houses. There may be more here, but they're still available to see, and they had a lot of power, the captains of Stavoren, because they
they were able to get goods faster from the Baltic Sea, from Denmark, from Sweden, than everybody else. So, and they've preserved their houses that the captains lived in. They've actually preserved them. So maybe this is, is it.
Tilly says you are so close. And look, Roger, more hollyhocks. This is what yours are going to look like when they flower. Oh, and you know what? I always think of Roger when we see these flowers along the streets. I remember him talking about that's what he loves about Leiden. And a lot of the Dutch cities and towns, that rather than leaving it as bare concrete and brick, you'll see these little flowers tucked in on every little street, just to add a little bit touch of colour and greenery.
It's like a bar or like a restaurant or something.
Nice, man.
This is beautiful. Yeah, look. It's Old Harbour house. Show up there. That's a gorgeous view. Look at this. I guess this is like an eatery or some sort.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Is die natuurlijk in met vissen, hè?
Here?
Ja, nee, wat ik daar in de hand heb.
Yeah?
Daar kun je heel makkelijk vissen vangen, hè?
Fishing?
Ja, fishing.
You think?
For fishing.
Do you think we can?
Yes,
Really?
you can use it for fishing.
It's like a multifunctional thing. Is it?
Yes. Yes.
I've learned something new there. Thanks, man. Hey, that's great.
We can use the camera for fishing.
I think he's having a Frisian job. This is an interesting place. So this is a hotel. This is a hotel in Stavoren where you can actually sleep in a wine barrel. Look at this here. This is really
sleep in a
unique.
wine
the
barrel?
Netherlands. Yeah, it's really unique. Come on, have a look.
I mean, it's unique, but is that what we're after?
I think you'll be amazed when you see it. So you can.
Oh, you don't mean like squash yourself into an
This is
actual
one of the
wine
most
barrel?
unique things in hotels in the region, and you can actually sleep in a huge wine barrel. Show them. This is unbelievable.
Check this out when the.
That's very cool.
Oh, can you see the little doors, and then you get your 2 chairs outside.
It's nice, huh?
Oh, nice, man.
Never seen it before. No.
Oh, wow, look, all the way around.
Oh yeah, really?
So we doubted this. Should take one, yes or no?
What do you think?
Nice.
Yeah, for a couple of people.
Yes. Yeah. And a couple of nights.
Yeah, and it's a nice concept as well.
Little place. Oh, would you like to stay
And it goes all the way around here, huh?
Yeah, all the way.
Super nice. If you'd like to stay in here,
It's a
in one of
good
these-
sized
in one of
wine
these wine
barrel.
barrels, drop a
It's
little
not what I had in mind when I was thinking that you would be cramped up.
Ellie, we're not far. We're
not far.
in
Tilly says we're
Stavoren.
not far.
We're in Stavoren,
look
and
at-
we're not far from
That's not-
our destination, which is the statue of the Lady of Stavoren. So I can finally tell
This
you
isn't
the
a town hall, is it?
story. I don't think this is a town hall, although
Okay.
it does look a bit town hall.
It does look town hall.
If it was a town hall, it'd have a little blue plaque on it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Bobby.
Let's get over to the Old Harbour anyway.
We're nearly there. I can see a bit of a bridge. Hi. Oh, we just got a thumbs up and a smile from a friendly gent. I think Stavoren is up there on the.
Probably worthwhile to have a little bit of look at this map as well,
Yeah.
so everyone can see roughly where we are. If you have a look here, this is the sort of southwest of Friesland. We've got Snake here, Bolsward here, Vodacum, Hinderloper, and then down here in the corner we've got Stavoren, Starum in Fries, and Varens there. And these two places are significant for our Explorer Club member Tilly, which is why we're here. And the third tour we're going to be doing this evening is from the town of Cowdum, which is where Tilly's dad was
Hop
born.
over that way.
So let's keep going.
So
Oh, nice! Look at this.
this reminds me a bit of Hinderlopen.
Yeah, it's got that feeling, hasn't it? This is so cozy, man. Woo!
Oh, nice.
Altijd binnen. En als het nog te buiten
Pretty nice. We're here at the Old Harbour in Stavoren, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh wow.
Beautiful, beautiful. People
This
are
is
sat out
really
enjoying
like
themselves. People are cycling. Here's these really beautiful, interesting coloured houses over on this side. But I think if we walk over there, we might be able to see them a little bit better.
Okay.
But we finally found. I can see it already.
Oh, can you
it's the
see
statue.
Our Lady that we're after?
Look at all the boats in the harbour. If you're loving it, wherever you're tuning in from, just drop us a comment, hit the like button if you love this view, especially if you've been to Stavoren before or you know the city. This place got city rights back in 1285. It's one of the first Frisian communities, and it's got a very, very fascinating culture up here, and we're absolutely loving it. It's been destroyed, it's been moved by various floods over the years, but it's hung on and it's survived. It used to be known as one of the most wealthiest cities in Friesland, and we are here today bringing you guys out here to check it all out.
What a gorgeous spot.
If you look on the right hand side though, you should be able to see the thing I've been banging on about all the tour, which is
Right in front of us?
This little statue here
This
of
little
the Lady of Stavoren.
with the pointy hat.
That's it, yeah.
Can you see her right in the middle?
That is the statue. Anne Fan has got it. We've got 80 Medi on the show. Colleen Jane says there's too many things to look at.
I know.
Karen James is with us. Freddie Varloff is here as well.
Hey,
I think that was the town hall.
Freddie.
Freddie shared a link. He says it was the town.
Oh, was it?
Although I don't know, because it should have one of those plaques on. Although it is only from 18 something, so it's not super old. Tilly says there she is.
There she is.
And Reet Peters is also with us. She says amazing little town. I've been there several times. Karen would love to be here having a beer. Should we walk over and I'll tell you the story? Can you see her there?
Should we have a quick look?
Look at all this bit here, and then this leads us on to the Old Harbour. So maybe we could finish the tour by going over and
Yeah, we
having a
could
walk
take
up
a
onto
look.
here. Further out is the IJsselmeer, the former Zuiderzee. It's beautiful. And then look here, the little harbour master's house.
Oh, nice.
You know, it's such
Half
a pleasure to be out
amazing.
here. Jean Keller has finally joined us as well. She has her roots in Friesland. Great to see you, Jean. She's one of our Explorer Club members.
Good to see you, Jean.
Look at that.
Hafenmeester's house.
So can we get?
You want to see this little
Can we
lady?
get a bit closer?
We can hop down and go and have a look up close.
The Lady of Stavoren.
Here she is.
And then look at this beautiful harbour. It's absolutely
gorgeous.
gorgeous, isn't it?
Have a little look. Oh look, here we go.
Stavoren is the oldest and was at one time the largest and richest city of Friesland. It was a town of traders, and even the Frisian kings resided here. Apparently the first ever king of Frisia was born here.
Wow.
Do
you want to tell the story? Go on.
I think I should tell the story of it.
It's just so you've got the plaques in all the different. Here we go.
The Vrouwen van Stavoren.
Here she is.
And then there's basically in different languages it tells the story around here.
Tell us, Bobby.
So the Lady of Stavoren was a very wealthy wife of one of the merchants of Stavoren. Yeah, they were absolutely loaded. Some of the richest merchants in town. Remember at that time Stavoren was known as a very, very prosperous place from all the trading it did. And she was the wife of one of the richest merchants in town. And they owned a fleet of ships, right?
Yeah.
They owned a fleet of ships, and one day she called in her finest skipper, her finest captain. I told you about the captains of Stavoren. She called in her finest captain, and she said, "Captain, I'm going to fill your ship with gold, and I want you to go out into the world, and I want you to find the most valuable thing, the most precious thing in the whole world. I want you to find the most precious thing in the whole world, right?" And he looked at her and he said, "Well, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I think you've chosen the wrong captain. You'd be much better off choosing another captain to do this." She said, No, I want you to do it. You're my best captain, you're my oldest captain, so I'm going to fill your ship with gold. You're to go out and find me the most valuable thing you can find in the whole world. She was that rich. He didn't really want to do it, to be fair. He was like, I'm not sure about this, but he took it anyway, because if he didn't, then he'd be in a bit of trouble, you know. So he set off with this ship filled with gold. Are you?
I'm just moving around to see the lady. We could walk. I feel like the story's gonna.
Now you've interrupted the story.
No, sorry.
So I'm going to carry on, if that's all right.
Go for it.
I can't remember where I was now. So he set off with the ship filled with gold, right? And he set off and he went to places like Egypt and to Africa and to all over the world. And he ended up in Poland. And in Poland, they were trading grain. And this grain was the most beautiful grain he'd ever seen. It was golden and shining. And he thought, you know, maybe it's grain. Maybe grain is the most important, most valuable thing in the world. So what he did was he exchanged the gold, filled up his ship with grain, and sailed back to Stavoren. And he arrived in Stavoren, just on the harbour over here, with his ship laden, all his fleet laden with grain. And he walked to the Lady of Stavoren and he presented her with this ship. And he said, "Look, we've brought grain back. I think that's the most valuable thing. We've nailed it. We've smashed it, Lady of Stavoren." And she looks at him and she basically says, "Are you having a laugh? Like, are you joking?" She says, "What are you doing? I've given you all this gold. You've gone out. I told you to get the most valuable thing in the world, and you've come back with grain, something that we ourselves here in Friesland grow and we can get easily. Are you crazy?" And she took the grain and she basically tipped it into the sea next to Stavoren. She tipped all the grain into the ocean. And she looked at the captain and she said, "Listen, I'm going to give you one more chance. I want you to go out and I want you to find the most valuable thing in the world. I'm going to fill the ship back up.
He's got another chance.
And I want you to go back out there and find this thing for me, whatever it is. And if you come back without it, you are toast." Those were her literal words.
Toast. Frisian word.
Anyway, and the captain looked to her and he said, "You've just cast all this grain aside. You've just thrown all this grain away. What think of the poor people, Lady of Stavoren?" And she looked at him and she had this huge diamond ring on, this huge ruby ring, sorry. And she said, "Listen, I will think of the poor people when I see this ring again." And she pulled the ring off her finger and she threw it into the ocean. And then she looked at the captain and she said, "Now get on that damn ship, get sailing out there and find the most valuable thing for me and do not come back without it." She turns around and she's off. Anyway, he gets on his ship, obviously.
Off he trots.
He does one with all the gold, off to find the most valuable thing in the world. And she goes back home. Anyway, a week later, someone calls Lady of Stavoren, calls it out of the harbour. And anyway, the fishermen of Stavoren have caught this unbelievable fish, this huge, beautiful fish, and they want to give it to the Lady of Stavoren as a gift. So she thinks, "Oh, great, nice bit of fish, you know, batter it, have a few chips with it and that." So she takes the fish home and she gives it to a cook, and the cook cooks it, and she sits down that evening to eat the fish and eat the rest of the meal that the cook's prepared.
Drum roll.
And she starts cutting the fish open and starts eating it, and she's loving this tasty fish. And then all of a sudden, her knife hits something hard inside the fish. Ooh. And she scrapes the fish away a bit, and you know what she finds in there?
What is it?
She finds the ruby ring.
No!
Serious, man. She finds the ruby ring. Remember what she said? She said, "I'll think of the poor people when I see this ring again after throwing it in the water."
I remember.
Well, anyway, at the same moment, one of her servants rushes in and says, "Madam, lady of Stavoren, I've got terrible news." She said, your entire fleet has been sunk. All the ships you sent out
Bad luck.
to find the most valuable thing, the entire fleet has been sunk. You've lost everything."
Well.
And the story basically ends up that her and her husband lose everything they own, all the fleet's gone, and she ends up as a beggar, going from house to house here in Stavoren, begging for bread, which was ultimately, to her at that moment, the most valuable thing in the world.
Wow. And then she had to eat her words.
And then a little slice of humble pie as a side salad. And that, my friends,
no more ruby rings in fish,
is the story of the Lady of Stavoren. But interestingly, a lot of people say it's actually an analogy, and it's an analogy for the town, the city of Stavoren, which was at one time the most prosperous, wealthy city in Friesland, that became very arrogant and very drunk on its own prosperity and became very complacent, and ultimately saw its downfall. So that's the story of the Lady of Stavoren.
There we go.
If you
There
enjoyed
she
that
is.
story, drop a little comment. If you're still with me and you haven't fallen asleep, then good for you. We're in Stavoren. And for the last part of the show, I think we should walk over to see
We're gonna have a
where the Lady of Stavoren threw the grain
Where she
into the
threw the
water.
grain.
Because the part of water
and
out
the
there-
ring.
Yeah, and the ring. This
the
part
ruby
of water
ring.
is called Lady Sand, and it's called Lady Sand after the Lady of Stavoren. So
It's where she threw a grain and ring. So if you've just joined us, we are in Friesland for a live Hidden Holland tour with the Dutch Way of Life. We are in Stavoren and we're just heading to the Old Harbour to take a look for the last 5 or 10 minutes of the show. Oh, you can see the wind farms out at sea. Oh look, another fish and chip store.
I mean, the other interesting part of Stavoren history is the Battle of Stavoren in 1385, which I haven't even spoken about, but basically, back in 1385, the counties of Friesland and Holland were at serious war with one another. And Count Willem IV of Holland, along with a fella called Jan van Henegouwen, who was one of the nobles, they decided, they were Hollands, and they decided they would get a load of men together and come and fight the Frisian lords to take control of the territory. So they sailed over the Zuider Zee. They got to Stavoren, or Vaans, whichever one you want to call it, because some people call it the Battle of Stavoren, some people call it the Battle of Vaans. But they were defeated. This count and all his noblemen and all his knights with all their weapons and all their gentry were defeated by the people of Friesland, and they still celebrate the Battle of Vaans, or the Battle of Stavoren, to this day. And there's actually a slogan on a stone in Vaans that says "Leven der als slave," which basically means I'd rather be dead than a slave. The Frisian people are very proud, very independent people, very free people, and it's a pleasure to be here today. Should we walk a little bit up here?
Yeah, I was just wondering which way we can go.
Well, this obviously replaces the old houses that were here. I imagine there was a lot of sort of old fishermen's houses here, and they seem to have built these really beautiful, modern, different coloured houses with this sort of wooden cladding style. So it might be nice to finish the
nice.
tour off here, eh?
Nice to see a little paddling pool there. And all these gorgeous old sailing boats in the harbour.
We've got
another
Kobe
fish stall.
Clifford van der Kieft says nice camera work.
Ooh!
Karen James wants some kibbling.
Thanks, Kobe. My arms are paying the price.
Alida Colline says thank you for the story. Rita Dabon, love the story. Great camera work. We've got tons of people. If you do want us to say hi to you, then drop a little comment. We're in the last 5 minutes of the tour now from Stavoren. And it's rather nice. It's rather nice that you're doing the camera work. Are your arms all right?
My back's aching a bit. My
bet
arms
it
are
is,
aching
yeah,
a bit.
yeah.
But we're
But
fine.
it's a beautiful place to come. We're on the Old Harbour now, and it's just filled with these beautiful old Frisian ships. And you've got to remember these little places along the coast of the IJsselmeer in Friesland. These were powerful fishing villages at one time that had to protect themselves. They were fortified because they were at war for such a long time with the Counts of Holland. I mean, Friesland was a huge empire at one time. And they were known for their fishing fleet in Harlingen and in Vodicum and in Macum. So it's a pleasure to be here, and we're actually here on behalf of our member Tilly Ringma-Schouwer, who used to come to Stavoren as a child, who lives now in New Jersey, moved to the USA when back in '54, when she was 5, and she sent us out here because she's an Explorer Club member. This whole show is sponsored by our members, and if you'd like to send us somewhere in the Netherlands, wherever it might be, to see and experience a place that you love, then you can join our club too by typing the word club, and we'll drop you a little message when we finish the show. So if you look out over here, can you see them? They've all got different colours.
Let's take a little closer.
Absolutely beautiful. We've got Anne Jarvis with us, all the way from Gouda.
Hey,
Honorary member, Anne. And Peter Nell Thomas has also just joined us too. Tilly Dykstra says you can go to Laxum. There is a very small little harbour. Laxum is the place where Tilly Ringma-Schouwer's mother is born.
Hey.
Wow. Very cool, thank you. If you want us to say hello to you just before we finish the tour here from Stavoren, then take the opportunity to drop a comment now. And if you want to help us continue what we do, then please join our Explorers Club. The more members we have, the more tours we can do, and the longer we can continue to
to connect people back to the Netherlands. You know, there's so many people, millions of people around the world who would like to be here right now but can't make it for whatever reason. And we're the eyes and the ears of those people, and it's not something we didn't set out to do it like that, but we've got a fantastic community and we're so proud to be the ones who are able to reconnect you to your heritage. So if you want to say thanks to someone, please say thank you to Tilly Ringmar in New Jersey, who sent us up here to Stavoren. We wouldn't have come here otherwise.
Yeah.
And you can send us wherever you want
This
in
gorgeous
England too.
terrace.
It's super nice.
Oh, we could stay here and have a nice meal, Bobby.
Certainly could. Lynn Burton says it was a fantastic tour. Can you go to Sutphen? Lynn, if you want to send us to Sutphen, then consider becoming an Explorer Club member. You can plan the tour with us. You can send us out there. We do have a full agenda for the next few months of places that have been requested by our Explorer Club members. But we'd love to go to Sutphen. It's an old Hanseatic city. So if you'd like to send us there, then let me know and I'll send you the link so you can check out the Explorers Club, and then we'll go there on your behalf.
Oh look, we've got a boat arriving. Nice sailboat. How long are we on, Bobby?
Let's see. Lynn's just commented and said I'm a member. Then that's my mistake. then we can go to Sutphen, Lynn.
Then send us a message, Lynn.
We definitely can. Lynn, have you joined, if you are a member, have you joined our clubhouse? I don't think I've seen you in there yet, but if you are a member, you have joined the Explorers Club, but you haven't yet been in the clubhouse, then drop us a little message and we'll get you in there. So, Lynn, we'll speak after the show. If you want us to go to Sutphen and you are already a paid-up member, then let's talk about it. I've been wanting to go to Sutphen for ages. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we're looking at going there in the springtime, aren't we?
Are we?
Not in the springtime, in the autumn. Yeah, I think we are, yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to bring the session to a close.
Yep.
That was it. That was Stavoren.
Hey.
You learned the story in the end of the lady of Stavoren. Too greedy, that's what she was. She was too greedy. She lost it all in the end. You've got to give to get, man. You've got to help other people. That's what life is all about. Being good, being kind, doing service for other people. And, you know, wherever you are in the world, whether you're in the USA or Canada or Australia or the Netherlands, then we're just glad that you're with us. There's no criteria for being part of our community other than being good and being kind to each
And
other.
gezellig.
And being gezellig.
Gezellig.
We all are brought together, whether we're Dutch or whether we're not Dutch. Like me and Adele aren't Dutch, but
No.
you might have Dutch heritage, you might have been born in the Netherlands, or you might just love the place. But whatever the reason, whatever the purpose for you watching the show, we're both super grateful that you follow us and that you join us. We're very grateful to all the Explorer Club members who decided to pay their 120 euros a year subscription to help us continue.
Yeah, man, to make all these tours possible.
You know, we've done
across
over
the world.
400 tours because of these people. So, you know, if you're watching now and you know you're not part of the club, then it's those people you've got to thank. So we're in Stavoren now. I think what we're going to do in about an hour and a half's time is we're going to be live from the city of Cowdham. It's going to be a super relaxed walk. But we're going up there because Karen James, our Explorer Club member, has her roots up there, and Tilly Ringmar-Schouber's father was actually born up in Cowdham. It's about 15 minutes north, so that'll be in about an hour and a half, which should be what time is it now? Yeah, that'll be about 10 to 7, quarter to 7, something like that. But Explorer Club members will get a notification when we're up there. It is a bonus tour. We were only planning 2 today, but because we've got a couple of members who have a connection to Cowdham, we're going to go up there.
And seeing as we're here,
that's it.
Come all the way up here.
So, that being said, I think we're going to bring it to a close now because Adele's arm's dropping off.
I've had to rest it on the little...
I need a drink.
On a box.
And you've all been fantastic. So I just want to say hello to Brooke Lutz has been with us. Wilma Feinstra has been with us. Shane has been with us. I nearly said Shane then.
Jane.
Maria Elena Riff Spear says go get a drink.
Yes.
We've had all sorts of people join us today for this tour. It's been an absolute pleasure. This has been Stavoren. I've been Bob Buckley. So until next time. Wait a minute, don't you say this bit now.
Oh God,
You
who's
have to
going to
say
say
it.
it? Who's going to... No, you have to say it.
Okay, until next time. Look after yourselves.
No, I have
Thanks
to
for
say this
watching.
bit.
Oh, go on then, you say it. I'm going to do it the other because.
Oh no, what do you say? I'm putting myself on the spot now. So, until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, do, and
keep it Dutch.
hey.